The lake was glassy that morning, the kind of perfect reflection that makes the whole world look upside down. I had just finished stacking firewood by my cabin when I heard the crunch of tires on gravel. That was unusual. My cabin sat at the far end of a long dirt road, and nobody drove out here unless they belonged. A silver SUV rolled up, too clean, too polished to be a local truck. Out stepped Karen, the HOA president from 3 towns over. The one who had been trying to annex my land into her little kingdom of rules and fines. Her sunglasses flashed in the morning sun as she strutted forward like she already owned the place. "You can't park here," she snapped. "This is common property. You're trespassing." I leaned on my axe, confused. "Ma'am, this is my cabin. Been mine for 15 years. She crossed her arms. "Don't play dumb. We've been expanding the HOA to protect this lake. You don't have a permit, you don't have approval, and if you don't leave immediately, I'll call the sheriff." That's when my blood pressure spiked. Not from fear, but from fury. Because in the back of her SUV, I noticed picnic baskets, coolers, and 3 families waiting with towels and floaties. She wasn't here to check permits. She was here to take my property for her HOA's Lake Day. "You know what?" I said slowly. "Go ahead. Call 911. She smirked, flipping open her phone. "Fine. You'll regret this." Within minutes, 2 deputies rolled up, lights flashing. Karen waved them down like she was flagging an Uber. "Officers, thank goodness you're here. This man is trespassing on our community property. He refuses to leave." The younger deputy walked toward me. "Sir, we're gonna need to see proof you live here." "Gladly," I said. I pulled my wallet and handed over my driver's license. "Address is right there. Matches the property deed." Karen snorted. "Oh, please. Do you know how many people fake documents? This whole lake belongs to the HOA now. He's a squatter. Arrest him." The deputy glanced at his partner, clearly uncomfortable. Ma'am, that's not how it works. This address." I cut in. "Actually, boys, let's clear this up real quick." I disappeared into the cabin and came back with a leather portfolio. Inside were land deeds, survey maps, and tax records. I handed them over. The older deputy's eyebrows climbed higher with every page. He finally looked up at Karen. "Ma'am, this deed doesn't just cover this cabin. It covers the lake, and the land around the lake. And," he turned another page, whistling low, "it covers this entire county." Karen's face drained of color. That's impossible. No one owns a whole county." I smiled thinly. "My great-grandfather bought it up piece by piece when nobody wanted swampland. We've kept it in the family ever since. So unless you want to accuse the county clerk of fraud, I'd suggest you pack your picnic and leave." Karen sputtered. But we had plans. This was supposed to be our private lake day." I stepped closer, lowering my voice so only she could hear. "Lady, you tried to kick me out of my own land. You called the sheriff on the man who literally signs the leases for every square foot your HOA sits on. You have 2 choices. Drive away quietly, or I start sending eviction notices." For once, Karen had no comeback. She spun on her heel and barked at her group to load back into the SUV. They slammed doors, muttering about how unfair it was, and sped off in a spray of gravel. The deputies chuckled as they handed back my papers. "Never seen her shut up so fast," the younger one said. I shrugged. She thought this was her kingdom. She forgot whose name is on the throne. That night, I sat on the dock with a fishing pole, the lake calm again. My phone buzzed with a dozen angry emails from HOA members, demanding compensation for their ruined party. I didn't bother replying, because tomorrow I had plans of my own, posting brand new signs at every road into the county. Big, bold, and impossible to miss. Private property. Trespassers will be removed. And I had a feeling Karen would be the very first one tested against it.